Hello everyone, today we're going to learn how to factorize. You need some prior knowledge for this. You need to know how to simplify and you need to know how to multiply out brackets. Afterwards I'm going to learn you what the common factor is and I'm going to learn you how to factorize using the common factor. Alright, so first we're going to have a look at simplifying plus multiplying out brackets. So simplifying meant making everything as small as possible. So if we have 2x plus 3 times 2x, we need to simplify this. Important is the order of operations. Multiplying comes first. So 3 times 2x equals 6x. So we have 2x plus 6x. The x's are like terms, they are the same. So we may add them, so our answer is 8x. Another one. Simplify 4k times 2k times 3kl. First, we're going to do multiplication from left to right. So first we're going to do 4k times 2k. That's 8k squared. Then we're going to multiply it with 3kl. And that's 8k to the power of 3 times L. It's really important that on top in the power of the k over there is an invisible 1. So if I'm going to multiply k to the power of 2 times k to the power of 1, I will get 2 plus 1. So I will have k to the power of 3. I've got 3 k's. Alright, so let's have a look at multiplying out brackets. We're only going to use one bracket in this paragraph. So we need to remove the brackets using multiplication. So simplify x times 2x plus 3. Remember that over there was a little multiplication sign, an invisible one. So if I'm going to multiply out brackets, I'm first going to do x times 2x, that's 2x squared, and then x times plus 3, that's 3x. So I will get 2x squared plus 3x. The x squared and the x are not like terms, they're not the same, because this x doesn't have a squared, so I may not add them. So this is your final answer. Another one. Simplify 6b p squared q times p plus 2b. This is already a more difficult one. First I'm going to multiply it with p. So I will get 6b p to the power of 3 times q plus 6b p to the power of 2 q times 2b. So your final answer is going to be 6p to the power of 3 qb plus 12p squared qb squared. And if you really want to do it properly, you need to put this into alphabetical order. But if you leave it like this, it's fine as well. So what's the common factor? I'm going to use the same numbers as I did over here. So the common factor is when some factors, so letters or numbers, are the same. So let's have a look at 2x squared plus 3. 2x squared exists of a 2 times x times another x. That's what the x squared means. 3x consists of a 3 times an x. The common factor, so the same thing in the 2 times x and the 3 times x, is the x. They both have x in common. That's what is the same. Now, Let's have a look at the second example. We had 6b to the power of 3 qb plus 12b to the power of 2 qb to the power of 2. If we're going to have a look at the first one, it means I've got 6 times 1 times p times p times p. I've got 3 times a p because of the p to the power of 3. Then I've got a q and another b. If I'm going to look at the blue one, it's 6 times 2 times p because I've got 2 times a p times q times b and times another b. Important over here is that I can write 6 in many different ways. I can write 6 as 6 times 1 and 3 times 2. I can write 12 in different ways as well. 12 could be 12 times 1, 6 times 2, 4 times 3. And if you have this, it's really important to choose a one with the highest common factor. So I can see over here that there's a 6 and a 6 over there as well. There's also a 3 over here and a 3 over there, but that's not the highest one. The 6 is the highest. And that's why I chose to use the 6. So we've got this and that. So if I'm going to have a look at the common factor, the 6 is a common factor. They both have a 6. The p is a common factor. And there is another p as well, so that's a common factor as well. Then the q, they've got that in common. And they have a b in common. So those are the common factors. We need the common factors to factorize. So, factorizing using the common factor. So in this case, factorizing is writing as a product with brackets. So at the beginning, we were going to multiply out brackets, so we were going to remove the brackets. And this time we're going to do the other way around, so we're going to put down some brackets. So the question could be, factorize, put as many factors as possible outside the brackets. So again, 2x squared plus 3x. We already know what the common factor is. The common factor is the x. We put the x outside the brackets. So really important, put the common factor outside the brackets. What's left, that's what you put inside the brackets. So I have 2x over there. I've got 3 left over there. And I have a plus. Alright, so let's have a look at the other example. But first, it's really important to check if this is your correct answer. So now I've got the brackets and I'm going to multiply out brackets, and I see that this answer is exactly the same as the one on top. So that means that we did a great job and that we factorize it perfectly. So example number 2. Again, factorize, put as many factors as possible outside the brackets. So I have 6p to the power of 3 qb plus 12p squared qb squared. That's the same example as we used before. So also the same common factors as we had before. Important, we're going to write the common factors outside the brackets again. So I have a 6, I have a p, I've got another p, a q and a b. So I'm going to write this down outside my brackets. What's left is 1 times a p and 2 times a b. And that's what I'm putting inside the brackets. And of course, don't forget to copy the plus. So I can simplify 6 times p times q times b. I've got 2 times a p, so that's going to be 6p squared qb. 1 times p becomes just p. We can leave out the 1. And 2 times b is just 2b. Again, it's really important to check if your answer is correct. So you're going to multiply out brackets again. So you will see that our answer over here is again exactly the same as the one on top. If you wrote it down in alphabetical order, it's perfect. I didn't do it, but if you did it, that's great. Alright, so there is a plan to factorize. So with steps. So first step is to find the common factors. You can do this by writing down like we did before with 2 times x and 3 times x, and then circle the one which is common. Step 2 is to put the common factor outside the brackets and the remaining factors inside the brackets. And that's really important. The common factor must be outside the brackets. And the common factor needs to be as big as possible. So that's why I always say put as many factors outside the brackets as possible. So as big as possible, write that down. Lastly, you need to check your answers with multiplying out brackets. Step 3 is really important at the beginning of learning how to factorize. If you get more confident, you do not need to check your answer each time, only if you're not sure. Then, really important, practice as many exercises as possible, because this is a really hard and difficult topic, and you're going to need this in the higher grades and later this year. If you struggle doing this, then practice and ask questions. And I advise everyone to write down the factorizing plan and to copy the examples. So practice, and if you got questions, let me know. Good luck.